there, little stars. Pave said I should start journaling my thoughts and feelings, so that's what I'm here to do. A lot has happened recently. It was only a few months ago when I landed in the whimsical world of WishCraft. I was sent on a mission by the moon, and I'm gonna do just as the moon intended. Grant wishes. Where are my manners? Hi! I'm Orion, the wishing star. Wish granter at your service. I just recently completed my training and graduated. I'm slightly younger than some of the other stars who typically graduate, but it's not uncommon. I'm 120, which is 12 years old for a star, basically. I had a great teacher, Professor Crescent, to guide me. Pavo Piper is my co-worker, but he's more like a big brother to me. He enforces the consequences of wishes. Do not confuse him for a rat man, he is just rat-like. He comes from the Forest of Nightmares. Not long after landing, we noticed that there was only one wizard who resided in this world, in a tower, with only a village of anthropomorphic fox people nearby. He wished for friends, and so we granted that. We couldn't pull people out of thin air, so Pavo laid out a bunch of portal traps. I met a bunch of new friends, and I'm friends with everyone. Many of the new friends were not happy about being dragged from their world though, so it took some time for some of them to actually be friendly with me. A lot of them seem to have gone through mysterious and odd changes when falling into this world. I met a big bug called Izzy Bitey Spider. She bit my hand when we first met, but she seems cool. She's very nice. I feel like she would wrap me up in a warm blanket and give me hot cocoa and tell me a story on a winter's day. She wasn't always a giant spider. Apparently she was like a regular sized spider at some point. I met Peter Pan, who was making wine. Peter Pan and I have gone out pranking together before, and that was fun. I met Stell, who seemed very interested in the stars. She used to live in an underground city. She has gained some new abilities, like phasing through walls. I met a strange man called Stanley. He seems normal, doesn't seem to have any kind of changes until recently. I met Sonia, who was a ghost. She seemed nice. She and Stanley were really close. I feel sorry for Stanley. She eventually died again? I'm not sure how it works for the undead. I met Tinkerbell, a tiny pixie. I'm not sure if she likes me very much, as she wasn't happy about being taken from her world. She's close with Peter Pan, as they both come from Neverland. So is Citra, a shadow creature who also comes from Neverland. She doesn't seem to live with Peter and Tink though. I should get to know her better. She has a very nice home in a tree. I met a forest spirit who didn't have a name when they first showed up, but eventually named themselves Sandwich. Sandwich means friendship to them, as the wizard gave the forest spirit one. He can speak to the trees and the trees sing back. We had a name party to celebrate their new name. Sandwich has become a close and trusted friend. I also think Pavo has a thing for Sandwich. I won't be surprised if something eventually comes of it. Although Pavo has been hesitant due to rules and possibly getting into trouble. I don't see what the issue could be though. Sandwich has this really cool heart of the forest. It's a giant tree that's a kind of conduit for his magic. This is one powerful being, but extremely friendly. Then there was Pan, who was a god. At first, he thought that this world was an illusion to torment them. She seemed really sad and alone when they first appeared. They used to have a connection with nature, but whether it be because they were disconnected from nature for so long, as everything was destroyed in their old world, or the effect of being dragged into this world, I am unsure. They suffered from nightmares. I trust him a lot. There was a gingerbread man called Freddy Frosting. He doesn't like people very much. I had to trick some people to go away from his base after they found it. Although they think I ate him, I haven't seen him in a while. There was a goblin called Childish Goblino. He was funny, and also the life of the party. He made a wish recently, to go back to his old world before it corrupted. I hope he comes back to visit soon. There's the White Stag, who I haven't interacted much with yet, but seems pretty cool. They show up around sometimes. There's a big pink and purple dragon with bug wings. Her name's Omori. She is pretty quiet, and it was very awkward when we first met her, but she seems like she could be kind. There was Lucifer. She was close to Goblino, but she's gone now. Her house blew up, and I'm sad that what was left was a giant crater. I wish I got to know her. There was also Red, but I haven't seen her much recently. She owned a tavern but recently sold it to Izzy and Pan. I hope she's doing alright. Adlace is my ocean friend. We went on an adventure once and I got attacked by sharks. I'm okay though. Adlace is very nice. They've expressed concerns for how my professor talks to me after seeing a letter from him. I don't see much issue, or maybe I'm wrong. I said I was sorry!
It is not enough, wishing star. Don't you want to be a wish granter?
Adlace and Stella are particularly close. Llewellyn is a bad-like creature who seems to recognize Adlace. They come from the same world from what I can tell. They disappeared for a while. Haven't seen him. Wonder where he is. There's also Callus Ignis, a dwarf who I have not had the chance to speak much to. Seems more quiet. Another person is called May. I haven't spoken to them much, but they live in a lighthouse and seem pretty cool. They won a wish recently. Oh yes, wishes! People are able to win wishes through events. It's a way for people to prove they are brave, kind, loyal, and true. My professor taught me all about them. Hopefully he isn't too mad. I haven't reported in a few months. Sandwich says I'm doing an important thing right now, and that's resting. I just don't want to disappoint him and the moon. I could still get summoned back to the City of Dreams at a moment's notice if I slip up again. I hope Cassie is having a lot more of an easier time. Cassie is my best friend back at the City of Dreams. They were a fairy godparent in trading, but she'd study with me sometimes. I hope she passed the final exam this time round. I would love to see her again. Oh, how funny! I didn't even talk about everyone here! There were a bunch of new people that showed up. There's Goldie, who is one of my new best friends. Juno from the Nether, who I've met once. Nero, who I haven't seen much of yet, but would like to get to know. Crimson, who did not appreciate being brought here. Understandably so. Oh, and Valerie, a Valkyrie, who seems to come from the same world as Pan, but a different time. Then there's also Briar, who was asleep and woke up in this world. She's royalty. Despite how some were upset about being in this world, they are all my friends. I'm friends with everyone. What else is there? Oh, I should tell you about all the wish events that's happened so far. The magic butlers will help me build those. I magically made them from a tea set. There's Pink, Boo, Purr, Yell, Meln, Gay, Scar, and Sage. First was the Neverland Beach event. There was sandcastle building, boat racing, a challenge where they had to knock people off a plank, and dodgeball. The Wizard and Goblino won that. Goblino has, obviously, recently used his wish. That was the only event that the Wizard had showed up to. Don't ask how the Jolly Roger got there. Just don't tell Hook. Next was the Trials of the Bold. We magically built a coliseum inside a mountain, and there were many cool and fierce battles, including a mid-show tournament where Lucifer and Sandwich fought to show their strength and entertain the audience. It was epic. Overall, Izzy won the event and gained a wish. Then there was the Court of Kindness. I love parties and social events. I got to set up fireworks. Everyone wore the most beautiful outfits, dressing their best and wearing cool masks. People got to vote for a Monarch of Kindness and Stell won and got a wish. The professor wasn't happy about this event though, despite it being one of my favorites. For Halloween we had the Sleeping Curse. It was a murder mystery style event, held in a castle full of secrets and hidden passageways. That was fun. Won that. The last event we held before everything was Pavo's Rat Maze. Pavo ran that event and I got to watch people struggle in the maze and fall into traps. In the end, May won! Although the event did not have a happy ending. We hadn't seen a wizard in months. We don't have to get into that right now. Let me tell you about some of the other wonderful things that have happened. This is a town hall. I held reading classes here. I messed up badly on one of them and said some harsh things to Pavo, just because he learns differently. Han had explained to me about how his mentor taught them. Very different from my professor. So, in my last lesson, I fixed it up and made sure everyone was having a good time. These weren't serious classes, this was fun! Maybe I'll be a teacher myself one day. After the classes, Pan said they were proud of me. I've heard that phrase a lot recently. It's something I've never really heard before. I keep feeling happy? I'm not sure, but I feel this melancholy every time.
It was a lot of you, though. Don't discredit yourself. Even if you had a helping hand, you've made a lot of people very happy. And I'm proud of you for it.
It's very weird. One of my most fondest memories was when I went on a camping trip with Pavo, Sandwich, Adlace, Pan, Stel, Izzy, and Valerie. It was fun sharing stories around a campfire. I'm so lucky to be surrounded by so many friends here. Pavo gave me a goat horn that I could use whenever I needed help. And he'll be there. If only Stanley could have joined us. I'm concerned. He doesn't really leave his forest, or Palace Lodge. When I entered that forest, the sky felt starless, empty. I could no longer hear you all talking to me, stars. It was weird. It was the loneliest I'd felt in a moment. Sandwich and Izzy mentioned that they couldn't hear the trees. That was when it all started going wrong, wasn't it? I felt something was going on in this world, but I couldn't place my finger on what. I can only really identify wish magic, and this world is full of it. Which leads me to believe there was a granter here once before. I wonder why the moon was so interested in sending me to this world. It could have been any other wish granter, and it could have been any other world. Ugh. One day I was walking around with Stel and Adlace, and Stel felt like something had snapped in the world. Something was different about the well. So we went there to see what was wrong. The magical barrier once inside the well was gone.
Wasn't there some kind of barrier here?
Is it gone?
Oh.
Whoa!
Boo!
Stel!
What?
Stel?
Orion?
Here, let me get you out of here. Don't worry, you're okay.
Are you okay? Are you okay? You alright? Okay, okay.
What?
Just, okay. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Stel. Look at me. You'll be okay.
Wasn't this
Orion,
good?
are you okay?
It's still kind of dark.
What do you mean?
Do you still see the darkness? It's nighttime. I don't see the darkness now. I did see it, and I know it's
Is
bad.
it a magical darkness?
Can you imagine water so cloudy that you can't see 2 feet in front of you?
Like the deep ocean, yes.
Ugh.
When you go far
That,
enough
but-
down, it becomes difficult to see.
Can you see?
Yes.
Are you okay? Would you like a hug?
Yes, please.
Yeah. You're okay. You're okay. You did really well. You're very brave.
Whatever that barrier had sealed was gone. Boo had shown up to cause problems like he always does and push Stel into the well. I, without much thought, dived in after to help her out. She can't swim, but when we were there, all was dark. I felt weaker. I've never felt that before. Adelaide was angry with Boo and was trying hard to help calm Cell down, who was panicked. I fled to Izzy for help. At some point we spoke to Pavo about it.
Just make sure you're okay.
Pavo, I'm scared.
It'll be okay. It's okay to be scared.
He seems to know something. He investigated the well and whatever was in there was gone. So he set up a magical barrier around the whole well and the Temple of Wishes itself. I had to move out of my house, which was above the well, and into Pavo's stinky sewers. He had a nice room prepared for me. It was one of the nicest things anyone has ever done for me. A couple days after the well incident, I may have snooped through Pavo's journal. He mentioned something about some kind of accident in his home world that he had caused. I don't quite understand it. Death is a new concept to me. It was caused by trying to build a ship? Upon further snooping, I found a music disc with 2 instruments playing. Good to know Pavo wasn't alone in his neck of the woods. I hung out with Goldie that day and weird things kept happening. I kept hearing this music box melody I recognized. We headed to the peaceful Namarus Grove. Pan gave us some sweet rolls and everything was calm until Boo showed up. The magical disturbances affected Goldie and she passed out during this. I kept seeing things. The words, "A dream is a wish their heart made," kept appearing. When I went to show Pan after they went to grab more sweet rolls, they were gone. Pan kept wanting to investigate the well. I advised against this. This trail of sweet rolls appeared, and Pan went to investigate so I wouldn't be harmed, and Boo dropped an anvil on his head. She then told us it was best for me and my butlers to leave, since Orange was there too. They were not in a good mood. While heading towards the well, I continued to hear things, and there was this figure behind a barrier. They seemed to want help, and I felt sorry for it being trapped, so I freed it. They are my new friend. They, have recently appeared in my dreams. When we first met, I think they were trying to warn me, repeating the words danger and sick. Oh, right after the well incident, I kept coughing and feeling sickly. That's never happened before. I still feel kind of sickly, but a lot better than I did before. Orange found out about the barrier being broken and scolded me. Pan, Goldie, and Pavo all found out about it. Goldie trusts me, but Pan and Pavo showed their concerns. Since we could no longer use the magic of the well right now to grant wishes, I went to the giant dandelion field nearby to grant Goblino's wish. It was my first wish granted since the wizard made his wish. Everyone else has held on to their wish. Izzy and Stella in particular are researching more about this world and the magic. I understand why they may be hesitant to make a wish just yet. After that, Pavo's rat maze had happened and, well, I hadn't seen the wizard in months. So I went to check on him and... I don't feel so good. Mr. Wizard? Galvalians? Hey! Wake up! What? What? Mr. Wizard? Mr. Wizard? Mr. Wizard, wake up! Why isn't he moving? Why isn't he moving? He was dead. I've never seen a corpse before, let alone have someone I knew die other than Sonia, but back then I didn't realize how permanent death is until I'd seen the wizard. I called for Pavo, and eventually Pavo showed up and immediately got me away from there. He told me that death is a part of life. That scares me. Will I die one day too? That terrifies me. I'm scared. Who else will I lose to? Ever since then, I haven't left Pavo's house. I've had some people visit me who know where Pavo's house is, and I'm surrounded by all my birds and my cats, so I'm never truly alone. It's been 3 months since then, and I keep having dreams. No. Nightmares from when I was in a city of dreams. I want to go outside again. I wonder how much I've missed. Pavo has been taking really good care of me. So has Orange, Sandwich, Adlace, and Pan. And even Stanley stumbled across Pavo's place. I miss everyone. I don't know what these brambles are. The brambles, the nightmare, the evergrey, the well entity, and this new friend. But I'm sure everything will be fine in the end. It has to be. This story has to have its happy ending.